说不定真有与他们一战之力呢。韩道友，有2人联手，别做梦了，今日你难逃一死。
成一伙了，
天下只有一
南龙侯，你可要多。
他们用的是河遁术，
展开战旗需要些时间。
万指一线，至于姓韩的，
劳烦韩道友拖延一下了。
那小子应该是传闻中近似瞬移的雷遁。
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Allrasta channel. Here, I will share spoilers for A Record of a Mortal's Journey to Immortality, episode 176. Remember, this is based on the novel, so it won't be 100% similar to the Donghua version. Okay, without further ado, let's dive right into the story. The story begins after Marquis Nanlong handed the jade box to Han Li. Immediately, Han Li became the target of 2 cultivators at the core formation stage, and 1 stern-faced nascent soul cultivator surnamed Long, or let's just call him Long. However, when Han Li counterattacked Long, his blue flames pierced through Long's light shield and froze his neck, killing him instantly in the form of an ice statue. At the same time, a golden lightning net appeared on Han Li's body to absorb the enemy's counterattack, allowing him to easily seize his opponent's blue gourd. Wang Chan, who witnessed his comrades' crushing defeat in the blink of an eye, immediately shouted in panic and called on Yan Ruyan to combine their powers to create a terrifying purple blood mist to restrain Han Li. Seeing Han Li's extraordinary abilities, the desperate Marquis Nanlong immediately offered another box of jade in exchange for Han Li's help in fighting his enemies. Han Li coldly laughed and rejected the offer, realizing that the severely injured Marquis Nanlong would only be a burden and drag him into a futile death against 4 nascent soul cultivators. Han Li decided to escape, but before that, he manipulated the situation by dropping a giant black mountain towards Wang Tiangu's group to divert their attention, so they would focus on attacking Marquis Nanlong. Chaos broke out as Marquis Nanlong took advantage of the moment to attack the old woman with dazzling golden light, forcing the other enemies to engage in a fierce battle and forget about Han Li's existence. Han Li pulled back his black mountain and fired a deadly black-red beam, Yin Devil Execution, towards the blood mist where Wang Chan was hiding, causing screams of pain to be heard from behind the mist. Without waiting to see the fate of his enemy, Han Li immediately sped away, leaving the chaos in the pavilion behind, not wanting to risk being surrounded by Wang Tiangu, who would surely come to his nephew's aid. In his escape towards the exit, a small white fox named Silvermoon darted into Han Li's sleeve with great enthusiasm, signaling that he had successfully retrieved the hidden treasure during the chaos. Han Li immediately focused on flying out of danger as quickly as possible, remembering that he had planned this escape from the beginning by creating a secret gap in the room's barrier spell earlier. After successfully escaping the hall, Han Li was startled by a tremendous explosion behind him, where Pavilion Master Chang Kun was instantly incinerated by Marquis Nanlong's secret technique, which transformed into a giant golden sun. Impressed by the destructive power of the nascent soul level, Han Li immediately tried to break through the hall wall with his light sword, but the hole he created healed very quickly thanks to the powerful protective spell. Soon after, Marquis Nanlong appeared with a pale face and a golden glowing body after using his ancient treasure to temporarily trap his enemies inside the ruins of the pavilion. Marquis Nanlong asked Han Li for help in holding off the enemies because he needed time to open the outer wall seal using his single formation flag. Han Li responded quickly by taking out his emerald green formation plate and reactivating the blue crystal wall of the wondrous soul formation to seal the hall, an action that made Marquis Nanlong both happy and surprised. However, Han Li immediately warned that the power of the formation he controlled was very weak, and the enemies had already begun to break through with a barrage of attacks that caused the wall to shake violently. Amidst the precarious situation as the crystal wall was about to collapse, Marquis Nanlong finally managed to open a way out in the stone wall and immediately darted away, followed by Han Li, who used his lightning wings. The 2 of them flew away at full speed just before a huge explosion destroyed the place where they had been standing, signaling that the enemy had successfully escaped from their confinement. Marquis Nanlong turned back briefly to shout a terrible oath of revenge at the traitors before using the Mylish line technique to transform himself into a super-thin thread of light and disappear in the blink of an eye. The pursuit group led by Wang Tiangu and the old man in white could only stare blankly at the blurred figures of their 2 targets, who possessed high-level escape techniques. The old man in white calmed his panicked allies by explaining that Marquis Nanlong would surely experience a drastic decline in cultivation due to the severe injuries and use of forbidden techniques, and revealed that he had a special way of tracking Marquis Nanlong's whereabouts within a certain distance. It was also revealed that the old man was actually a hidden elder of the Ghost Spirit sect who had killed his old friend to prevent the secrets of Devilfall Valley from falling into the hands of the Righteous sect, which Marquis Nanlong was suspected of approaching. After failing to pursue Marquis Nanlong, Wang Tiangu's group and the old man in white engaged in a brief debate about the old man's true identity as a hidden elder of the Ghost Spirit sect, who had killed his own friend for the sake of the sect. The old man tried to appease the old woman and the brown-skinned cultivator by offering them to join his sect, but they flatly refused. Finally, it was agreed that they would remain focused on pursuing Marquis Nanlong to obtain the secrets of Devilfall Valley through soul torture techniques, or leak those secrets to all the sects in Heavenly South if the map they were looking for turned out to have been taken away by Han Li. Returning to the ruins of Pavilion Master Chang Kun, Wang Tiangu found his nephew, Wang Chan, lying unconscious with both legs severed below the knee as a result of Han Li's Yin Devil execution attack. Yan Ruyan explained that ordinary healing techniques were ineffective because of the mysterious black qi attached to the wound. Wang Tiangu carefully extracted the black qi into a jade bottle for further study, allowing Yan Ruyan to finally heal her husband's wounds, although her expression hinted at hidden mixed feelings. Meanwhile, a terrifying situation unfolded on the other side of the room as the group attempted to free the stern-faced cultivator surnamed Long, who was trapped inside a blue ice block. They immediately realized the horror of the ice, which was capable of devouring anything that touched it and even absorbing true fire, concluding that the physical body of the cultivator surnamed Long was already dead. The old man in white suggested that Long release his nascent soul to find a new body, but the warning came too late as the panicked Long immediately tried to break out of the ice prison. Tragedy befell Long when his nascent soul attempted to break through the ice wall using his vital protective flame. Instead of melting, the protective flame triggered a chain reaction that caused a fierce blue flame to burn the nascent soul to ashes in the blink of an eye. Long's heart-wrenching screams echoed through the air as his soul was completely burned away before his terrified companions, signaling his total physical and spiritual death at the hands of Han Li's terrifying technique. After using his lightning technique to cross a distance of 50 kilometers in one go, Han Li changed into his blood-red robe to fly further without being detected. He stopped when he found a group of tens of thousands of mortal humans from the Mulan tribe who were transporting supplies, and decided to sneak into one of the broken carts by destroying its contents into ashes and hiding inside. Han Li concluded that blending in with the group of mortals was the safest way to cross the Mulan plains without attracting the attention of the high-level Mulan spell warriors or Wang Tiangu's group, who might still be pursuing him. He used his spiritual senses to instantly learn the local language and listen to the conversations of the Mulan followers, who greatly revered their spell warriors as gods, before finally blocking outside sounds with a faint blue light barrier. Inside the closed cart, Han Li summoned Silvermoon, his little white fox, who proudly displayed 3 jade boxes she had stolen from the second floor of the Jade Pier Pavilion during the chaos. Han Li praised Silvermoon's courage and extraordinary infiltration skills, then began to open the boxes one by one. The first box contained a faint blue jade slip, the contents of which made Han Li pause for a moment, but he did not reveal it. The second box turned out to contain a jet black ring that looked ordinary and had minimal spiritual energy, making Silvermoon a little disappointed because she thought it was just an ordinary magic tool. However, Han Li remained calm and believed that the ring must have a special use in the future since it had been carefully stored by Master Kang Kun. With her curiosity still unsatisfied, Silvermoon urged her master to immediately open the last 2 jade boxes that remained. After examining the mysterious black ring, Han Li opened the last jade box, which contained a purple object that emitted a sparkling light. After examining it with his spiritual senses, the object turned out to be purple cloud lace, an ancient treasure in the form of a purple net that Silvermoon said was very rare and had high-level defense and binding abilities. Han Li felt a little disappointed that he did not find any information about Devilfall Valley in the boxes, but he was still grateful to have obtained Master Kang Kun's secret technique from the previous jade slip. Han Li then spent 2 days hiding in the cart of the Mulan mortal group while meditating, successfully avoiding inspection by low-level spell warriors thanks to Silvermoon's warning. After leaving the Mulan plains, Han Li parted ways with the group and flew alone towards the Fengyuan country, using his powerful spiritual senses to avoid the patrols of the spell warriors in the region, which had apparently been abandoned by the forces of the Nine Nations Union. In the midst of traveling through a remote area, Han Li detected fluctuations in spiritual qi that signaled a fierce battle between 5 core formation stage cultivators and a nascent soul stage spell warrior. Curiosity drove Han Li to approach, and he was surprised to recognize a fat old man using lightning techniques among the group of cultivators who were being cornered. The bald, yellow-robed spell warrior who was fighting them seemed to be holding back only because he was interested in one of the beautiful female cultivators as a cultivation vessel. The spell warrior's patience ran out when his threats were ignored, so he took out a treasure in the form of a magical yellow feather to end the fight. Although the 5 cultivators tried their best to fight back by increasing the power of their magical treasures, the spell warrior easily summoned a giant yellow hurricane 100 meters high that instantly swallowed them all in the blink of an eye. The terrifying yellow hurricane disrupted the control of the 5 core formation cultivators' magical treasures, rendering them powerless against the arrogant bald spell warrior. The spell warrior created a giant hand of yellow wind to capture the female cultivator named Nai Wang, who had given up because her fire sword was useless, while her companions, including the strongest fat old man, failed to save her despite trying to attack the giant hand with lightning. However, just before the giant hand grabbed Nai Wang, the hurricane suddenly disappeared mysteriously, shocking everyone. The spell warrior shouted angrily, looking for the culprit, who was answered casually by a man's voice that belittled his cultivation power. Han Li then appeared in a flash of blue light, having previously destroyed the enemy's wind technique with his essence sword attack, leaving the 5 cultivators relieved to know that their savior was a nascent soul-level expert. Han Li recognized Nai Wang and the fat old man from the past, but chose not to reveal his identity for now. He provoked the spell warrior to show his best abilities. The bald spell warrior responded by summoning 2 giant earth dragons that appeared to be alive thanks to mysterious yellow pellets, but Han Li easily froze and destroyed the 2 dragons using celestial ice flames, then casually took the yellow pellets as spoils of war. Seeing his powerful earth dragons destroyed so easily, the spell warrior was terrified and asked Han Li's identity in a wary tone. Han Li replied coldly as he released thousands of his gold devouring beetles for the first time in battle. Unexpectedly, the spell warrior immediately recognized the terrifying insects and fled in panic without daring to fight back, leaving Han Li puzzled but deciding not to pursue him. After the enemy left, Han Li calmly approached the 5 surviving cultivators. The fat old man, who turned out to be Lei Wan from Yellow Maple Valley, led his companions, Nai Wang, Shiqian, Tang Minghua, and Kaiying Huan, to pay their respects and express their deepest gratitude to their mysterious savior, unaware that the great senior before them was someone they had known in the past. Han Li looked at the fat cultivator named Lei Wan with a strange expression and a somewhat awkward but nostalgic attitude. He remembered that Lei Wan was senior martial Uncle Lei from his past in Yellow Maple Valley, who had once exchanged medicinal pill formulas with him. Han Li also recognized Nai Wang, the beautiful woman in the group, whom he had met briefly as senior martial sister Nai. Although Han Li's cultivation was now far above theirs, his memories of the past made this encounter feel surreal to him, while Lei Wan and Nai Wang felt confused because the face of this nascent soul-level savior felt very familiar. The confusion was broken when Han Li finally revealed his identity as Li Hueyuan's disciple, causing Lei Wan to gape in disbelief and Nai Wang to cry out in surprise upon recognizing the legendary junior Han. Lei Wan, who was once Han Li's senior, felt awkward and insisted on calling Han Li's senior due to the now very noticeable difference in their cultivation levels, even though Han Li tried to be polite. Han Li then took out his magnificent wind-riding chariot to carry them all away at incredible speed, leaving the dangerous area behind and leaving the core formation cultivators both amazed and relieved to have escaped their pursuers. Inside the flying chariot, Lei Wan explained that they had been trapped in enemy territory while carrying out a secret mission for the Nine Nations Union, and had unfortunately encountered a high-level spell warrior while trying to return. The mood turned melancholic when Han Li inquired about his master, Li Hueyuan, and learned that his master had died in battle 100 years ago, while his master's wife had passed away of old age. Han Li's sadness deepened when he learned that his fellow disciples had also failed to reach the core formation stage and were most likely dead. Although Naiwang tried to persuade Han Li to rejoin Yellow Maple Valley, Han Li firmly refused because he already felt comfortable as an elder in the Drifting Cloud sect. However, their conversation took a surprising turn when Naiwang suddenly mentioned the name Zai-O-Kuier, a strange little girl whom Han Li had helped in the past. Memories of the clever girl instantly reappeared in Han Li's mind, sparking his curiosity about the girl's fate and her relationship with Naiwang after so many years of separation. After refusing the offer to return to Yellow Maple Valley, Han Li remembered the little girl he had once recommended, Zai-O-Kuier, and her teacher, Senior Marshal Brother Ma. Han Li felt sad imagining that senior sister Ma had most likely passed away due to old age. But he was comforted to learn from Naiwang that Zai-O-Kuier had grown into a successful core formation cultivator and still remembered his kindness. Nevertheless, Han Li maintained an emotional distance and insisted that his relationship with his old sect was nothing but a bitter past because he had been abandoned as bait. The atmosphere inside the flying carriage grew tense when Han Li inquired about Nangong Wan's well-being from Tang Minghua, a cultivator of the Masked Moon sect. Han Li was both surprised and delighted to learn that Nangong Wan had reached the nascent soul stage. But his joy was instantly shattered when he heard the news that the woman he loved would soon be marrying Elder Wei Lycan of the Flowing Mind sect in the next 3 months. Han Li's cold and frightening reaction scared Tang Minghua before Han Li finally calmed down and pretended that he would attend the ceremony as an old friend. Han Li's confusion peaked when he inquired about Nangong Wan's cousin named Nangong Bing, but Tang Minghua and Lei Wan insisted that there was no such person in the Masked Moon sect. Han Li finally realized the shocking truth that Nangong Bing was actually Nangong Wan's own disguise in the past, which explained the woman's strange behavior when they parted ways. After dropping off the group of cultivators at the safe border with a gloomy mood, Han Li immediately left without saying much, leaving them still astonished by Han Li's extraordinary cultivation speed and his terrifying future potential as a prospective deity transformation stage cultivator. So what happens next? Let's wait and see in the next video, guys. Okay, thank you for watching until the end, and don't forget to support this channel with likes, subscribe, and comments. That's all from me, bye.
多撑一会儿啊。
天下只有一盏开山旗，需要些时间。劳烦韩道要拖延一下了。
他们用的是何盾术？
万指一线。至于姓韩的那小子，应该是传闻中近似瞬移的雷遁道。